Hey guys, greetings from Serpent Consulting Services Private Limited. I just hope that you guys are doing wonders today. So my name is Ninad Bhatt, and let's go ahead with the fourth video in our series wherein we are discussing Fleet Reservation Management Solution. I also hope that you might have gone through the other three parts and three videos within this series, because we have started discussing the basic navigation thing to its configuration options. And in the last video, we had a look at the options available for vehicle registration and car reservation. So in this video, we are going to maintain the chain of that particular functional flow, and we are going to discuss about some more options pertaining to any of the fleets, wherein we will have a look at the odometer thing, the cost involved in it, contracts if you're having any, fuel logs kind of thing, and also the service logs will be there. So let me simply switch between the menus and let's directly go inside the vehicles. So I'm just going ahead with this particular fleet that we had created during some of our older videos. And as you can see on the screen that we are having some smart buttons available to the fore, which means nothing but these are some of the quick actions and some of the quick access that we have if you want to have a look at some certain numbers pertaining to any of the fleet, or else if you want to perform some particular operations regarding your fleet, right? So let's go one by one and start discussing things from driver history. So as the word suggests, the driver history is nothing but it will simply be listing out those records wherein you will be able to come across the list of drivers with its date and time. And it will simply be listing out those people and those drivers who have been driving the fleet so far. But it mentions the date out as well, so that we simply can consider that who was the driver for a particular fleet on a particular date and time. So it will simply be listing out the more information down over here. So that's all about the driver history. Let's go ahead with the contracts as well. In case of contracts, I think there will be a little bit more explanation that I'll be offering, because in case when you're having the larger amount of fleets to be managed, it might be a case wherein some of the fleet that you own directly and some other fleets that you have taken maybe in leasing or some that kind of contracts. So in other words, we simply can say that it allows us to manage those kind of contracts. If any of your fleet is having some contractual transaction with the other vendors and other owners, so you simply will be able to mention that details, the contract detail over here. It will simply be asking us for the contract information, what kind of contract is going to be. We can create and edit the new one as well, or else we simply can select it from the list available, right? And going further, it will simply be asking us some more information about the fleet that exactly you are working with right now, and some more information about the contract as well as the dates. So simply by mentioning this contract details, you can click on save if you want to go with that, and it will simply be displaying the number of contracts which are associated with any particular fleet. So once a contract is being created, you will have an option to renew the contract either, and you can cancel the contract as per your requirements, right? So going further, we are having another option, which is reservations. And as you can see on the screen that again, reservation is nothing but it will simply be listing out all the reservations which the fleet, which this particular fleet has been serving so far. And by going inside any particular reservation, you will have the complete look at the information and data which are pertaining to that particular reservation. So what was the purpose of that commute? What was the pick up and drop location for that commute? Who are the driver? Who are the approver? And start time, end time, the total kilometer that particular fleet has been running so far. So these many information that you can see, and you simply can have a look at the particular data of the reservation, the number of reservation that the fleet has served so far. Same goes with cost as well, but it has some more dynamic values, we can say. So again, when we are considering the cost which is there associated with any of your fleet, so we can majorly mention and we can majorly consider two things in that. One would be the services, it's nothing but the repairing services kind of thing. Second would be the fuel. So it shows zero as of now because it doesn't have any particular record inside it. So let's go and create one. Let's say if any of your fleet requires some kind of repairing services, we are going inside there and we are simply selecting the kind of services that your vehicle wants. Let's say it requires a battery replacement. The total price, let's say it's going to be 2000. We have some more values to be added as well, but as you can see that these are not that much mandatory as these two fields. Vehicle detail will again be populated automatically. The reason being that we are directly we have gone inside the fleet, inside a particular fleet that you want to have a look at, and further we simply jump on to the service details. So the vehicle name in the fleet detail will again be auto populated in this field. We will simply need to select the service type that we want. So let's say it requires some kind of service, or let's say it requires a battery replacement to make it more simple. We're going ahead and saving the record. And going back, as you can see that in this particular button, it is showing us one, which means that there is a record to be to look at, and it simply will be listing out all those costs involved, be it the fuel filling or be it the servicing associated with your fleet. The same goes with the fuel thing. Let's say this particular fleet needs some more fuel. So we are simply entering that, okay, how many liters? Let's say 10 liters would be there, would be required at least. And price per liter, let's say we are mentioning 80 per liter, and it will simply be counting the total figure. You can mention some more details over here as well. Let's say the vendor. So practically, the vendor is no one but the fueling station itself, where you go and fuel up your car. Odometer value, if you manually want to enter, we have an option for that as well. But let's just get done with the mandatory fields and go ahead and save this record. So again, going back to the fleet screen itself, here now we can see that there are two records generated. So of course, one for that particular battery replacement. It was also a cost. Let's say we had to fuel our vehicle up with 800 rupees in INR. So that will be mentioned in the cost. And in total, it will simply be mentioning the number of records generated in this smart button over here, right? So that's how the services is being created. That's how we can simply mention that uh, how much fuel your vehicle needs, and accordingly it will simply be listing out the data over here when it comes to the cost, and when you want to have a look at the overall cost which your fleet really consumes. So the last option, we are going with the odometer value. So again, odometer is nothing but practically it's the kilometer or miles that your fleet has traveled so far, and that is completely based upon the number of reservations your fleet is going through. Of course, when you're creating the reservation from here, it will simply be asking for the approximate kilometers or else the actual kilometers your fleet has traveled. So it will simply be showing almost the same numbers when it comes to the number of reservations and number of odometer records over here. So far we can say that this particular fleet has served two reservations, one for okay, let's go inside. Okay, so one for 30 kilometers and the another one was for 20 kilometers. So let's say it has the odometer value like this. Let's say 30 plus 20, and it shows the total odometer value into the form itself, where we are viewing the details of any particular fleet. So that's how this smart button really comes in handy when we exactly want to have a look at some particular records, or let's say when we want to quickly access some particular numbers and figures. The smart buttons will be having its value. The number of records will be displayed with the smart button. Same, we can go ahead with this particular menu as well. Let's say if you want to have a look at the fuel logs of all your fleets and of all your vehicles. So it will not be specific to any particular fleet, but yes, we have the default filtration option available over here, wherein it will simply be listing out the data in a way that you simply can choose to go with any particular fleet, let's say our fleet, and it will simply be showing us the data which is pertaining to that particular fleet when it comes to the fuel log, if you want to have a look at that. And same goes with the other fleets as well. Now let's have a look at any particular fleet which has been in our service for a long, and let's check that how many records, the auto populated records, the fleets are having. So let's talk about one such fleet, Mercedes Class A. It has 203 coasts involved in it, and we simply will be able to have a look at the data, and we'll be able to have a look at the numbers it has with it. So, guys, so that's all for this video. I just hope that you have at least gained the basic understanding of how the various of these options and menu work for any of your fleets, right? So, thank you very much for joining on this video, and have a nice day.